Today is going to be the biggest day for Bitcoin in the last year or potentially even longer. I'm going to explain exactly what you can expect from the FOMC meeting. How am I going to be personally trading the FOMC meeting and also the press conference, and whether I'm going to be closing my long trade that currently is sitting at $80,000 in profits, or I'm going to be actually scaling it higher and bigger and thicker and nicer. All of this is going to be in this video. So guys, please watch it from the beginning and until the end, because this is going to be one of the most important videos of my whole YouTube channel. So without any further ado, let's just jump straight into this. And the first order of business is going to be this. We're going to gradually go into the FOMC meeting and what you can expect from it and how you can trade it and how you should protect yourself. So first things first, that Fed is currently, it has actually circumvented, and if you don't know what circumvented means, it means avoided and actually jumped over it, the debt ceiling, because we know that we currently are sitting at the maximum possible debt that the US can have, 31.4 trillion. They didn't increase it yet, but they actually circumvented it and borrowed billions for the failed banks. So we already know, we understand that the banks are failing. Everything is absolutely terrible. For this reason, Bitcoin is rallying like crazy because people are distrusting this colonial garbage fiat system. So, and for this also, what we have to put on top of this is that there are actually critics right now saying that if a Fed would actually pause, this could potentially do more harm after the current banking crisis. So there are a lot of people who are currently saying, Fed, you have to pivot. And also there are people who are saying that it's going to actually lead to more losses and to a bigger problem. So what is it that we can expect from Powell today? Because the FOMC meeting is happening literally in hours. And if you want to know when it's going to happen and what's going to happen, then please join my free Discord channel. Link down in the description of this video. This is where I post all of my trades and the trades of my team. Also join my free Telegram channel. This is where I'm going to keep you guys updated. And comment down below. Call me Mr. Spot on, number one. And number two, tell me if I should do a live stream of today's FOMC meeting, and I shall do my best to actually do it so that we can actually trade together as well. So, but that's not guaranteed, so that's why I'm making this video so you guys understand what I'm going to be personally doing, because I am going to be trading today. So, for one, we have to understand that potentially inflation is sort of going down. The previous was 6.4, now it actually went down to 6. Again, it's very far away from 2% target of Fed. So if we're going to take a look at unemployment, then unemployment, actually we had a small spike right here in the beginning of March, but now it actually has stabilized, so unemployment is not going up. So the Fed could use this as an argument as to the fact that, you know, maybe they can keep increasing the rates, who knows. But now when it comes to the probabilities of the rate hike, and before I tell you this, guys, remember that I'm personally trading over on Bybit, and I'm trusting Bybit with quite a bit of money. So if you want to be trading on an exchange that doesn't have any stupid FUD about it, that is huge, safe, and actually very comfortable to use, then use my exclusive link down in the description of this video to Bybit, and you will claim, only if you're going to use that link, up to $30,000 in initial deposit bonuses, which again, you have to use the link, sign up, and deposit money into your account. Even if, by the way, you already have a Bybit account, you can still do this and move it to your new account by using my link, and then visit the reward center after depositing your funds to claim the bonuses. All the instructions are there. Also, if you deposit more than $100 and maintain this deposit and are an active trader on Bybit, you're automatically entering into a Rolex giveaway, which we're giving away in random videos. And the next giveaway will probably be also quite huge, but I will not tell you about it. So subscribe and stay tuned. And then also, if you deposit more than $500, you'll get my famous paid crypto course for absolutely free, which is actually either going to be sent to your email or you can actually claim it in Discord. So join my Discord as well, the one that I mentioned. And also, all deposited users get access to my Crypto Signals community for absolutely free for lifetime. So you just have to have your UID, have a money in your account, and then you can actually go to the Discord, put in your UID, and join our VIP Signal section. So now that you have your account set up and you're ready to trade today and make some money, then let me discuss as to what I'm personally expecting. Again, not financial advice, but what I'm thinking is that currently the probabilities, or the highest probability, 82% chance that we're gonna see only a 25 basis point rate hike. So, and there is a 17% chance that there's gonna be no rate hike whatsoever. So as for myself, there is always two aspects to this. Remember that the actual FOMC meeting and the decision on the interest rates will be at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So write this down, 2 p.m. Eastern time. And the actual press conference is going to be at 2:30 Eastern time. So this is what two things. So for one, let's talk about the decision on the interest rate itself. So if it's going to be 25 basis points, then this is already what the market is expecting, quite frankly. So this isn't going to be really affecting the price that much, in my opinion. However, when it comes to us trading on the actual decision on the interest rates, if it's 25 basis points, I wouldn't be doing much. I wouldn't be closing my long trade, opening the short trade. So I would just stick to what I have, and I will be waiting until 2:30 for the press conference and see what Jerome Powell is going to say. But certainly, if it's going to be 50 basis points, so this is going to just reaffirm insane hawkishness from Fed, I will definitely at least take my profits on my long trade. That's for sure. Because 50 basis points, this is highly unlikely. Certainly, I'm pretty sure it's going to be 25 basis points. So 50 basis points, I don't think it's even on the table with the collapse of the banking sector, but it still is a theoretical possibility. So, and certainly, if it's going to be no rate hike, so zero, this would just scream Fed pivot. And that, I mean, I cannot believe that they will do zero interest rate hike now and then start hiking again in 3 months. I just don't believe it, because it's just going to crush the system. So it's just not going to happen. So the big question is, are they going to pivot in a few months, or are they going to pivot today? That's why I'm saying that this probably is going to be the biggest FOMC meeting, the biggest day for Bitcoin ever. Because if Fed actually signals that they're pivoting by doing 0%, zero increase in the interest rates, I will be keeping my long trade, and potentially I will even scale it higher, because right now it's only like a $500,000 long trade. So I will potentially even scale it higher if it's going to be zero. But now again, if it's going to be 25 basis points, we didn't need to see what Fed is, what Jerome Powell is going to say. Well, regardless of the interest rate decision, we need to still see what he's going to say during the press conference, because oftentimes they do one thing with the actual decision on the interest rates, and then the language of Powell is a bit different. So we have to always watch the press conference as well. And I would say that if Powell does, for example, 25 basis points and says that they are still very hawkish, they don't care about banks failing, etc., I would certainly be closing my long trade, because this is not going to be very good. But if they're going to do 25 basis points and they're going to say that, listen guys, this is the last one and the next one is probably going to be a zero. So being very dovish and being very, very careful and, very soft, then I'm going to be certainly keeping my long trade. So it's very simple. There is the decision on the interest rates, the numbers themselves, and then the language of Powell during the FOMC meeting, as well as the FOMC press conference itself. So Powell, if he's, again, there is the most neutral scenario, which is basically Powell coming out and saying that, we're going to do 25 basis points, and then we're going to just analyze the situation as we go forward and really not give us anything. This is also a possibility. In this instance, I would just still keep my long trade, because the market, I think Bitcoin in particular, will still go up on this, because there will be no reaffirmation of hawkishness from Powell. Therefore, I think it's going to be taken as a positive by the market. So this brings me to the chart then, because right now we have a very interesting formation. Well, we've spoken about it. If you haven't seen all of my previous videos, well, again, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and go watch all of my previous videos. So we broke above all the possible resistances, even in the weekly chart. Look, one of the biggest weekly candles ever with huge volume, depending on the exchange that you're looking at. And right now, we're actually forming an interesting pattern. We're consolidating right now. The market is waiting for the decision on the interest rates. And look at how beautiful this actually looks. The volatility is reducing. Look at how, it's just beautiful. Support, resistance, and then I'm thinking that it will probably break before, because it still is quite a few hours till the actual decision on the interest rates and the press conference. But again, technically, technical breakdown, the target on this technical breakdown will be at about 27,000. Technical break to the upside is going to be, let's quickly take a look at this. This is quite interesting, just technicalities wise of this flag. So the break to the downside would be an interesting shorting opportunity to 27,000, and the longing opportunity would be to our initial look. This is beautiful. This is like stars are aligning for us to see if everything that I've just said is going to be positive during the actual decision and the interest rates, then our target is at least $30,000 per Bitcoin in a very, very short-term perspective. So, and again, it's just technical target, but we can see from the whole, this kind of momentum that we can gain and continue the continuation of this huge momentum. And I think it will possibly be like this today, actually. So, and it will lead us into $30,000. And why this is important for us? Because we're going to see a lot of resistance coming in at 30K, because 30K in general for us is a very important resistance point, as you can see, even in terms of VPVR. And then the next actual resistance is about $38,000. So if we can actually rally to 30K today on this positive language from Powell and maybe a positive decision on the interest rates, like no rate hike at all potentially, then in this instance, take some profits at 30K, and then we'll be eyeing, again, I'm going to keep you guys updated, but we're going to be eyeing potentially the next move to even something as crazy as $38,000 as well, just because if Fed pivots, We all know that all this global liquidity that is coming already from China, from Japan, from the United States, etc., is going to just propel Bitcoin into the stratosphere, considering that people are already distrusting banks. And where else can they go? And they can go into the best asset out there in the world, which is Bitcoin. Guys, check out this quick tutorial as to how to trade Bitcoin with proper risk and money management. Use my link to Bybit right now so that you're ready for this trade today. And as always, peace and love. Thomas Krallo, stay smart, stay rich, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.